Dr. Wessels here. Do you have a few minutes for your sales development? Let's talk about good problem-solving skills. You don't have to be the President of the United States to have lots of problems that need solving. You just need to be alive. The most endearing and frustrating thing about having children is that they are very good at pointing out problems. They also create them, but they never seem to be able to solve a single one. With teenagers, I'm finding out that they even know how to correct whatever's wrong with my technology, but they wait for me to look like a fool and make a fool of myself so they can be asked. Maybe I look like I don't want help. I think you can see that's rarely the case, but what do we do with problems? Well, I've got an acronym for you. It's awkward sounding, but it's DADFS. Defining, analyzing, and diagnosing key components of the problem to formulate a solution is the skill of problem solving. You need to be good at problem solving. Your success depends on it. So here's a process you can use. Grab a pen and paper and jot this down. The first thing to do when you have a problem is to describe it, to define it. Okay? The solution to the problem really depends on the definition. Let's say the front door is off its hinges. Is the problem the door is broken, or is the house under attack? There would be a call to the handyman versus frantically dialing for the police, depending on what the actual cause of the problem is. So defining it helps us there. From there, the solving process becomes a little bit easier. Once the problem is defined, and if defined correctly, we analyze and dig into the root causes of the problem. Understanding where an issue comes from is as important as its size and impact if we seek to solve it. So with the cause in hand, we look for the remedy to the cause. We deal with the surface problem later after we've gone that much deeper. If the door's off its hinges because the anchors are in rotten wood, we have the real cause. With the cause identified, we move on to defining the desired outcome. In this case, we want things to go back to the way they were before instead of taking the opportunity to change things. That rarely happens in my house, but your mileage may vary. With cause and desired outcome defined, we step forward in the evaluation of alternatives. We could wall off the door. We could replace the beams. We could patch the beams and hope it holds. All of these are alternatives for our broken door. Then we need to select the best alternative based on the desired outcome we have. So we will need to get a framer to replace the rotten beams and rehang the original door. Then we put forward a plan of action. Where, when, how, and how much we're going to spend to get this done. We implement that action next and monitor the progress. Finally, we arrive at the resolution of the problem. People showing up, hammering, sawing, and patching. And the door's placed back where it belongs. Everybody's happy. Most of the time, people do these steps quickly and rather intuitively, but there are failure points that are predictable. Failing usually involves missing the root cause. Things go wrong when that root cause is not identified or the desired outcome is not carefully considered. With these two things in place, the solution usually comes rather quickly. Sometimes we need to find other sources of information to help solve the issue, but the best practice is to follow this simple process. So in review, if there's a problem, first define it. Then establish the root cause and the desired outcome. Look for and evaluate alternatives, set forward a plan of action, and monitor your progress and correct what needs to be corrected on the way to the resolution of the problem. Diligence and process is how you go slow to go fast. And solving problems right the first time is a good idea, because the only thing we can't make more of is time. So sell well.